Explore today's must-have trends and innovative styles at Mrs. B's Clearance and Outlet. Shop one-of-a-kind finds in today's must-have trends. Explore wall-to-wall deals, furniture, flooring, mattresses, home accents, seasonal favorites, and more. Discover unique new home decor, pillows, accessories, and more. There's something perfect for your style and budget. There's new inventory every day at up to 80% off suggested retail. Discover the style and savings of Mrs. B's Clearance and Outlet.
Don't just ride the index, seek to outperform it with Fidelity Active ETFs. Learn more at fidelity.com/active ETFs. Before investing in any exchange-traded fund, you should consider its investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Contact Fidelity for a prospectus, an offering circular, or if available, a summary prospectus containing this information. Read it carefully. While active ETFs offer the potential to outperform an index, these products may more significantly trail an index as compared with passive ETFs. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Welcome. Hey there, AFK fam. Today, we're delving into my high-stakes poker night in Vegas. From intense games to strategic plays. Get ready to hear all about the action-packed cash game. Let's ante up and get this thing started. Just popping off right now. Cash game. It was who was it with? What was it for? What was the buy-in? How much were we playing with? It was for those who didn't tune in, the launch event of the poker. I'm sorry, the launch event. The poker game was a launch event. Excuse me. For Nutcase, which is my chocolate milk drink that I am a co-founder of. The website is drinknutcase.com. If you guys know me, you've been watching my streams lately, or if you guys have been following me on social media, I've been posting about this a lot. Better tasting, better for you, gluten-free, dairy-free chocolate milk drink. So that's what the game was for. We're kind of just like announcing that, celebrating that. You know, we had some incredible people there. Phil Hellmuth, obviously, Jeff, some professional poker players, Nate Hill, who's obviously a good friend of mine, great streamer, also has been just grinding poker and Fortnite lately. On top of Joelle and Daniel, husband and wife, also, you know, like investors / founder of Nutcase. So it was a dope game. Then, you know, of course, last but not least, Steve Aoki, you know, came flying in out of nowhere last minute to kind of clutch up the second half of the show, provided some necessary energy. So that was really cool. I don't know, it was an absolute blast. It was an absolute blast. I'm happy that everyone came, and I really want to do more content like this. Poker games, celebrating things, and you know, the amount isn't even what it's about. Like, it's always nice. I feel like cash games in general, like as a streamer, I've known this for my entire life. Like when money is involved, viewership is almost always goes higher, right? The more money that's involved, the more money people are competing for, playing for, the more money people are raising for charity. I mean, like, it doesn't matter what it is about. If there's the higher the stakes, and this is kind of, I feel like this is true just in general, right? In life, for YouTube videos and, you know, TV shows and game shows, right? Like, if you have a higher chance of winning more money, a lot of people usually they like to watch it. But that wasn't even what it was really about. We lowered the buy-in. I think we all bought them with 10,000 cash, obviously. So it's not like a tournament style. So everyone's, you know, if you put, you know, 5 chips in, or five $1 chips in, that's $5, right? $25 chips, $25. Not like poker where they just kind of have a face value. And yeah, it was a blast. It was an absolute blast. How did I prepare for the poker game? Any special training or strategies? So I want to give a huge shout out to Jason Kuhn, who's a professional poker player. He reaches out to me and texts me a lot out of the kindness of his heart to always let me know that he's always willing to give me advice and in training sessions and on poker. And he's like, you know, I can make you 50% better in, like, you know, a 1 hour session. Unfortunately, I didn't take him up on that before this. I didn't take him up on that before the big cash games too with Phil Hellmuth back in the day at Hustlers Casino. But I know this was just like I didn't really prepare for this at all. Just a lot of, I don't know, like natural knowledge, I guess, of the poker game. And, you know, like I do watch a significant amount. If I see a clip on YouTube or Twitter, I almost always watch it. If it's up on TV at a bar, if it's up on TV at home, like, you know, I'm pretty much hooked until the tournament's over. So I've watched a lot, and, you know, you kind of get to know the people you're playing with, and if you can bully someone or if they're faking it or not, like, they're bluffing, etc. So I did well. There was a moment, I think, in going into the break, I think it was down like $4,000. I bought back in for $4,000. So I kind of like evened my stack. So I wasn't getting bullied. And then I think I ended up, up like $4,000. So I think I broke even, or if not, I was up just a little bit. After an all in, I think, I don't even remember the hand specifically, but I think it was it was a pretty solid hand. It was honestly a coin flip too, which, whatever, I'll take it. I won it. So I think it was against Steve. It was like $4,000 hand against Steve Aoki. So yeah, that's a double shout out from boy Steve to show up. Appreciate you, dude. What was the atmosphere like during the tournament? Nerves, excitement. I was nervous, of course. I always get nervous. I can be cool, calm, collected in certain situations if like multiple people are involved in a hand. But the second it becomes like a one-on-one, I know that I have like tells, and I can improve much more on like my focus and in that aspect. But like poker for me, like it's always been one of my biggest issues. Whenever I get into a big hand and there's a lot of money, like the more money that gets involved, you start kind of you just get a little bit more nervous. Heart starts beating fast. It's like the embarrassment as well. You don't want to, you don't want to be out early in your own tournament. That's another thing too. So I definitely did take it easy and take it slow to start. I didn't want to, go crazy and go all in the first like 10 seconds. How did I fare? Any notable wins or losses? Can I share any memorable moments or hands from the game? Oh, dude, I think the most memorable moment the entire night was probably when Jeff called out Phil's hand, like pocket sevens or dude. I really have to go back and watch the whole thing again because it was so fun. It was so fun. And honestly, I pretty much blacked out the whole night. I was drinking during it, but I didn't get like completely hammered. But like whenever I am in like a crazy moment like that, I really just don't like think about it. And I don't have the greatest memory, greatest recollection. I mean, you're playing for 5 hours, right? Like we played for 5.5 hours, I think almost 6 hours straight. And, we never stopped. So, well, we had like a little, 10-minute break, but that's not enough. And so like, the time flies and the hands are flying. We're having drinks. Everyone's, having fun. So, but I know there was a big hand between Phil and Jeff. That was huge when Jeff called out Phil's hand, exactly what he had, which I thought was, always crazy when a poker player just knows what someone else has. And then there was another one. I don't know if it was with Jeff and it was with Steve Aoki, and Steve was like begging Jeff to do like a triple river where, you go 3 times to burn the last card 3 times. And, each time you potentially split the pot more and more and more. It's basically, for, it's an excitement thing as well, but it's also to make sure someone doesn't just completely get blown and lose their entire load in the first, in one hand. And unfortunately, Steve didn't get the better end of that one either. So Steve kind of got bullied that night, but it was a blast that he was there nonetheless. How do I balance? There's a wombo combo for all you guys, man. How does poker differ from gaming, and how do I balance the competitive nature of poker with the enjoyment of the game? I mean, dude, I struggle with that my entire life. I struggle with that with video games, like the competitive nature of me wanting to win every single game, but then also just needing to kind of relax and understand that it's impossible to win every game. It's difficult to, it's unrealistic. It's an unrealistic expectation. I'm not going to win every game. I'm not going to win every hand. Definitely not going to win every poker hand. And it's balance, really. I also know that, I don't really get too angry at poker. I haven't had many bad beats. I'll say that already. So I know that when I do have bad beats in the past, it's very frustrating. A bad beat, for those of you who don't know what that means, it's just like, let's say you have the best hand possible. You don't even know what the hand is. You have like the second best hand possible. And then the person at the very last second just gets the luckiest card in the world and then wins the hand. And you were winning the entire time until the very last card. That's a bad beat. I haven't really had many of those. So, and I don't really get too angry when I don't do well in poker, because a lot of the times it's your own fault. You maybe misplayed something. And of course, there is also a hint of luck to it, right? There is a little bit of luck. You never know what cards you're going to get dealt. You never know what the flop is going to be and what cards you're going to be playing off of. So I really don't I just don't get too angry, Yeah, I just don't get angry. I don't. At least not yet. So, but I definitely know that I will the more that I do it. Someone's going to call. I'm going to play with Mr. Beast again. I'm going to play with Jimmy, and he's going to call. He's going to freaking raise me all in with 7 deuce to say that he did it. I'm going to call and have like aces, and he'll flop like 7 deuce, and he'll win, and I'll just like freak out. I'm predicting this now.
Explore today's must-have trends and innovative styles at Mrs. B's Clearance and Outlet. Shop one-of-a-kind finds in today's must-have trends. Explore wall-to-wall deals, furniture, flooring, mattresses, home accents, seasonal favorites, and more. Discover unique new home decor, pillows, accessories, and more. There's something perfect for your style and budget. There's new inventory every day at up to 80% off suggested retail. Discover the style and savings of Mrs. B's Clearance and Outlet.
Hey there, it's your boy Ninja, and I've got something epic to share with you. As we start gearing up for those sunny summer days, it's time to make sure we're fueling our bodies right. That's where Factor Meals comes in. Factor has chef-crafted meals ready in just 2 minutes. Whether you're crushing your fitness goals or just need a quick, nutritious bite, they've got you covered. There's no prep, no mess, just deliciousness. Their menu is stacked with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto, all dietitian approved. And get this, folks, we're talking restaurant quality meals here. We're talking filet mignon, shrimp, blackened salmon. Yeah, they don't miss. It's like having your own personal chef without the hefty price tag. Now, here's the deal you don't want to miss. Head to factormeals.com/ninja50 and use code Ninja50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month. That's 50% off. But you have to act fast. This offer will not last forever. That's code Ninja50 at factormeals.com/ninja50. Fuel your body, crush those goals, and do it all with Factor Meals. How are my skills compared to the other players? I thought it was pretty good, dude. Like, I don't want to say I'll never, because I could dive in and really, take my game to the next level. But like players like Nate Hill, Daniel, Jeff, Phil, like they play a lot of poker. Obviously Phil and Jeff and Nate, I feel like I'm playing a boatload of poker recently. Some of them are the best, poker players in the world. So like, how did I do? Like, I left up like $1,000. So I'd say I did pretty good. I'd say I held my own, if you will. Do I enjoy playing poker? And if so, what draws me to the game? Dude, it's just fun. I mean, let's be real. I love gambling and I love winning money. So like, and the fact that there's a huge skill involved in poker as well. And like the ability to read players and bluff and things like that. Like, I think that's what just makes it so exciting. Yeah, I could dive deep into that, but that's really it's super simple. Like, it just makes it exciting. I do like gambling. I do like poker, and the rush you get being in a crazy hand, and like, when you read someone and get a good read on somebody too, it's just an incredible feeling. Calling someone's bluff is sensational. And last but not least on the poker talk, man, would I consider pursuing it more seriously in the future, either as a hobby or professionally? I almost think it'd be impossible to do it professionally. I think that I would I'd probably just continue to do what I'm doing now. Play in tournaments, play cash tournaments, host events, do like little sponsor things, host tournaments with fun people and influencers and, celebrities to just have fun and promote things. That's truly what I enjoyed the most about poker, and probably how I'm going to continue to do it and pursue it. All right, everyone, that was the poker segment of this solo episode. We're going to hop into the Orlando Magic episode. For those who don't know, I was at game 6 for the Orlando Magic at home, where it was their home game. It was a must win to tie the series 3-3 against the Cleveland Cavs. And they did win and they did tie it. So we're going to hop into that. I'll hop into this. It was an awesome experience. And I was super happy to be there. I'm really happy that they invited me out. And, we sat courtside and it was just an absolute blast. So we're going to dive into that. How or when did I first develop a love for basketball? So in terms of watching basketball, I've never really been a huge basketball player or like watcher, right? Like I haven't really been deep into the NBA. I wasn't watching in the Jordan, Shaq and Kobe era. I've just caught the tail end of LeBron this last couple of, these last like 2 years, but like just this year alone, I've really, really gotten into the NBA and into basketball. And it's an absolute blast to watch, right? Like whenever, as long as it's not a blowout, right? There's nothing worse than a, just an absolute monstrous blowout. I don't know if you guys can hear my dogs in the background barking, but that's just, this podcast is just about it's just reality. There's just something about a team getting blown out by 40, and then, everyone's got their secondaries in, and it's just not fun to watch. It's not entertaining. But other than that, my dad was a basketball player in college. My mom was a basketball player in college. It was something that they both wanted for me as a kid to play it. Like, they introduced me to basketball. They introduced me to soccer. They introduced me to baseball, and I just gravitated towards soccer. It was the most natural to me. I had the most fun. Basketball for me, I just couldn't, bro. They called me the rimmer, dude, where everything I shot, it would just rim out every single shot. Like, it would just do a little toilet bowl around the rim and then pop out all my shots. It was horrifying. It was a terrible experience. It was literally I was great at defense. Yeah. My entire basketball career was me just shooting my shot and it never going in. It was terrible. I never put up points. I don't even remember a single memorable game where I put up points in basketball. It was, probably a letdown for my dad and my mom, but I tried. I was much better in soccer, so I definitely made them proud there. And then, of course, look at me now playing video games and in the position that I'm in today. I don't think that they're upset, but believe it or not, my middle brother, Chris, he was the only one out of our entire family, out of me, John, and Chris. Chris was the only one that it just connected for him. And by the way, it did, the moment he started, Chris would drain threes, bro. He was popping off. He was one of the best guys out there, best shooters out there in high school, junior year, sophomore year in high school. And then he just stopped playing. Once it clicked for him, and then he just stopped doing it. And my dad was so mad, but I don't even know why he did it. I think he just wanted to take more time and just play soccer and just commit, because he actually was on one of the best soccer teams that our high school had seen in the longest time in Grays Lake. But that was unfortunate, right? I mean, I can't imagine how my dad felt to sit there and finally see one of his sons actually have talent in the game that he and my mom loved, and then, to give it up almost immediately. And Chris is tall, 6 foot, he's 6'1". I feel like that's the minimum height that you can be in the NBA. So who knows what could have been if Christopher Blevins continued his basketball career. And why am I getting into basketball now? What sparked this interest? I mean, dude, I'm getting into basketball now. I'm just going to be completely honest. I started sports betting down here in Florida, and with Timmy the Tatman Tenders. And once I just started to do that, obviously I wanted to watch the games, and now I'm sitting here watching the games, and it's just, dude, you just see how talented these guys are. And it's just so fun to watch the excitement when someone gets hot, they can't miss a three, to watch a crazy comeback, watching a team go on a 15-0 run. It's insane, bro. Victor Wembanyama is probably one of my favorite guys that I started watching this year. Obviously, they didn't make it to the playoffs. They weren't doing that great. But dude, I literally watched him ascend, watch his stat line ascend. He started making 3 to 5 threes a game. He was, dude averages 4 blocks. I mean, dude, he's a monster. So he's someone I'm super looking forward to watch next year. But obviously, Anthony Edwards right now in the playoffs is amazing. Paolo Banchero on the Magic, Jalen Suggs. Those guys were really fun to watch live at the Magic game, and they popped off. Jalen Suggs popped off that night with 4 threes. So, and to see that, to bet on a game. I bet on them to win, but I didn't bet on anyone specifically in that game. But to sit there and watch someone just rip threes and pop off at home, the energy was crazy. The crowd was amazing. That was such a cool experience. So I get it, bro. I get the basketball hype. I'm all in. I'll be all in probably for the rest of my life.
Explore today's must-have trends and innovative styles at Mrs. B's Clearance and Outlet. Shop one-of-a-kind finds in today's must-have trends. Explore wall-to-wall deals, furniture, flooring, mattresses, home accents, seasonal favorites, and more. Discover unique new home decor, pillows, accessories, and more. There's something perfect for your style and budget. There's new inventory every day at up to 80% off suggested retail. Discover the style and savings of Mrs. B's Clearance and Outlet.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off Duration and Super Deck products May 17th through the 20th. That means 30% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 30% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
How did I receive the invitation to attend the Orlando Magic game? Orlando Magic, boom, boom, Orlando Magic. So, I mean, that song became a meme and just, it was just blowing up everywhere. It was all over my For You page. They would upload their like classic song that was made in like the 90s, or I think it was like the 90s or the 80s. And it was just that song over and over again. And they would just put it to some weird little dance, like a cow dancing on something, right? And then they would post that song every time they beat someone. In the regular season. I just started singing it in my stream, and then they caught wind of it, and then they posted on their social media, and they reached out and they were basically just like, hey, we would love to have you at one of the games. Let us know if you can make one. And I live in Florida, but I don't live close to Orlando, so it was like we ended up hopping on a little plane. It was like a 45-minute flight. It was really nice. It was totally worth it. It was an absolute blast. And yeah, it was just, I was honored to receive the invite, and they took care of me, gave me a jersey. I'm at the and I honestly just had an incredible time. I was, they showed me on the Jumbotron. It was one of those things that really actually helped like my mental a lot too, as a streamer and as a creator, to like get out there and network and meet people. I mean, I took like 100 selfies with people, and everyone was just super kind and super excited to meet me. And, I met the owner, him and his family were the sweetest. And I had people, it was just really cool. It was really cool. It was like top to bottom, such a dope experience. Honestly, just motivated me to kind of keep going to events like this and like get back out there. I really feel like I've kind of just buried my head in the sand a little bit in my career these last couple of years. I've turned down a lot of opportunities to do things. And yeah, so it was just cool to be reminded that like, it was cool. It was cool. It was a great experience. Any memorable moments or encounters during the journey? The trip. I think this one guy, I think this is kind of a bad, I'm not saying who it was, obviously, but this one person, like right when I got there, was like, hey, if you're as famous as my kids think you are, we'll do something. And then like handed me his card, and it kind of like, I was like, okay, dude, dude, some people just say the weirdest things, bro. And then like 30 seconds after that, this guy goes up to me, and they were just trying to be nice. I mean, I think they were trying to be nice. The other guy was trying to be nice. The next guy came up to me, was like, hey, you want to meet or get a picture with Miss Florida? I look over, and she literally looks like she's like 16. And I was just like, I was sitting there with Andre, and I was sitting there, I'm just like, thank you so much. I'm okay. Like, I'm okay. And like, this is like before the game started, we're on the court, and I was like, thank you, and just walked away. And that was probably the most memorable moment or encounter during the journey, because it just happened. It happened instantly, so it was the first thing that just sticks out. Any surprises or standout moments during the game itself? I mean, they went down, bro. It was scary. They went down like coming out of the third quarter, and then I think just watching them get hot, just watching the Magic get hot, and like pulling that game out, like from what felt like just sheer energy from the crowd. I think that was just memorable, dude. Like the comeback, the energy, dude. Everyone popping off. Jalen Suggs just going crazy, hitting threes. Like it was just a crazy environment to be in. All right, man, let's wrap this up. I mean, who's winning the NBA championship, dude? I don't think it's going to be the Celtics, because I just feel like everyone's memeing on them, and I'm going to join that meme train as much as I like the players on the Celtics. I think that I want the Timberwolves so bad to win. Explain to me how Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves go to Denver, right, in the high altitude where everyone runs out of breath and runs out of energy in the third, fourth quarter. Explain to me how they go there and they win 2 away games in Denver, and then lose two home games, and then lose another game. Like they're down 3-2 in the series. I had so much faith in them to win. I thought Anthony Edwards was like literally him, and I really, really hope that like they can clutch up and at least go to a game 7. But if they don't, it's got to go to the Nuggets. So it's just got to. And that's a wrap for today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on this unexpected journey into the world of basketball and Orlando Magic memes. Stay tuned for more AFK adventures. And as always, keep the energy high and the memes spicy. Until next time, peace out.
It's AFK with Ninja. Ninja's got a show. It's AFK with Ninja, the best podcast in the world.
Explore today's must-have trends and innovative styles at Mrs. B's Clearance and Outlet. Shop one-of-a-kind finds in today's must-have trends. Explore wall-to-wall deals, furniture, flooring, mattresses, home accents, seasonal favorites, and more. Discover unique new home decor, pillows, accessories, and more. There's something perfect for your style and budget. There's new inventory every day at up to 80% off suggested retail. Discover the style and savings of Mrs. B's Clearance and Outlet.
They say plants like music. Yeah, no, like really, they respond to the vibrations of it, which means that this playlist you're listening to, the plants are too. You know what else plants like? Organic soil from Miracle Grow. It's made with all the best stuff like wood fiber and compost. Plus, it's OMRI certified organic, which officially means it's made with superior ingredients. And when you give your plants the stuff that makes them happy, they won't judge you on your iffy playlist. Hear that, plants? So go ahead and give them Miracle Grow.